Hello race fans and welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza for round 8 of the GT300 League here at vrroom.org, and we got a grid of 11 cars for a 9-lap race here, and bringing up the rear we have the RX-7 of Rayman, and ahead of him the Subaru of Genobi. This is Scouser in his MRS. Now this is Mustard, who we managed to gain for this race. Unfortunately we've lost race 42, but Mustard has got to be a potential winner in that RX-7. Then we have Mr. Green, much better qualifying from him. This is Slicker in the only Celica, which is a bit of a surprise really on this track. But the car that's most popular is this one, which is the MRS. This one belongs to Stuntman. Then we have Slash, who is in 4th place on the grid. Great qualifying from Malada, 3rd in his RX-7. Then we have the familiar 2, it's Jordan, 2nd on the grid, and on pole position once again it's that man, assuming he's a man and not a robot, it is Scalebreaker. Right, so we'll get on with the action. And the lights go green, and it's a good start from Breaker there. Jordan perhaps a bit slow away and already under pressure from Malada as they come down to turn 1. Stuntman and Slash on the attack. Slash breaking deep into the corner and passing Malada. So it's Jordan, Breaker, Slash, Stunt and Malada. And Mr. Green is in there as well. Now, Monza is an incredibly fast racetrack. There's 4 very long straights, and the slipstream in this is absolutely critical. You'll see an awful lot of passing in this race. Oh, it's really crowded towards the midfield into the chicane, the second chicane here, the Roger chicane, and that's someone a bit wide at the back. That's Rayman breaking too late into the chicane and losing time as a result. And the field seems to be splitting up a little. First 4 and then a big group behind that we're riding with, and Jordan is in the lead. We're going to go onto his rear camera, but that's Breaker coming flying past in his MRS, and Jordan down to 2nd place. Slash just behind us with Stunt in his wheel tracks. This is Breaker's view. He's had a good run through the Ascari chicane, but Jordan using that slipstream. We need the outside view for this as they come up to the Parabolica, and they're going to run 2 abreast, are they? Not quite. Breaker hangs on round the outside and maintains the lead, but for how long? And it seems to be a group of 5 breaking away at the front. Oh, and it's 3 abreast. Coming down to the Rettifilio, it's Stunt on the inside, and Stunt and Breaker side by side. Breaker having to go over the curbs a bit, and that means his entry's a bit slow. His exit's a bit slower. So Stunt in the lead, and Jordan back up to 2nd. And change for 6th place. For the second group is Slicker is now in the lead of that, but it's anyone's race really. Oh, it's 3 abreast again, and Jordan kind of squeezed there, and it's Breaker now from Stunt and Slash, and this is all really close racing. The drivers have to give each other a lot of room and respect here. Oh, that's a big collision. That was Jordan. Oh my word. Let's see what happened there. I'll rewind and see if we can work out what happened. So this is on board with Jordan. Squeezed a bit here. Little nudge. And he goes into the gravel, loses speed and loses places. And this is Slicker now on the right hand side. Running 2 abreast. Jordan off the road a bit, comes back on, hits Oh, hits Slicker and very unlucky there. It gets nudged back into one of those. Well, I'd assume they'd be polystyrene marker boards, but they do seem to be made out of something far stronger than concrete. And Jordan has huge damage and will need to pit. Oh, meanwhile, someone off up ahead. That's Stunt off in Ascari and slow as a result. And all this is giving Breaker a chance to pull away. This is Slash's view of Breaker. And it's about a second and a half, and Slash needs a very good run through here, otherwise he's not going to be in the slipstream. And I don't think he is. So Breaker has got away. Now if he can just ease that gap a little bit more, he should be able to hang on to win this race. So this is the rear view now of Slash, and Stunt is going to come. Oh, Stunt is bump drafting Slash there. Give him a bit more speed. And oh, Slash coming up to the corner faster, ended up going off. So perhaps Stunt's tactics of bump drafting Slash to bring them back onto the tail of Breaker has backfired. And we're coming up to the Roger for the third time. Breaker through in the lead, bit of bumping between Stunt and Slash, and it's Slash up to second. And we've got quite a group. Slicker has managed to get from the second group up to the first one. Oh, there was a mistake there from the ladder. No, that was Mustard, I think. Mustard was on the also on the first group, but he's running with rear damage. Oh, and there's someone in the wall. Oh my word, that was Slash. So we need to see what happens there. So we'll go on board with Slash and rewind a bit. So here we are with Stunt side by side, and Slash is ahead. Maybe we need to look at this from someone else's point of view, Slicker's point of view, at the back of this little group. Slash at the front, and he's not got a nudge there. He's gone off on his own and spun across the track, and oh dear. And there's cars with all sorts of cars with damage. Obviously Slash's car's damaged. The car we're riding on board, Slicker, is damaged. Malada also. Ginobili picked up a bit of damage in that, and I think we're going to get a yellow flag for that. So yellow flag. So we'll just fast forward to see who's in the pits, and we have Rayman stayed out. So this is the first car in the pits. Mustard, he wasn't involved in that. He's pitted to have some earlier damage. I think when he was hit from behind by Mr. Green. So he's pitted. Slash is in the pits. That's Slicker has pitted. Malada has just gone past us. And Jordan will be able to rejoin on the back of the pack. So lucky break there for Jordan. Meanwhile, we'll ride on board with Mustard a bit further up the track. So we are coming up to the Roger chicane, and my word, it's hard on the stomach watching that. Mustard weaving to keep some heat in the tyres. Oh, he's got that movement off Pat. Very accurate weaving to warm the tyres up. And the marshal is said to go at the second Lesmo, which is the next right-hander. So when the race leader goes, and he's gone, scales off. So the race has restarted. Oh, and Mustard hasn't heard. He's still warming his tyres up, and they're going flying past him. So Mustard all the way down to 10th, 11th. He's down at last. Oh, dearie me. And, well, I don't know if he wasn't listening or whether the Marshal JK just spoke a bit too quietly for him. And the field has really broken up. We've got, let me see, it would be Jordan in the lead of this group. Jordan and Slicker. And the lead group is the top 6 cars, and we've got on board with Rayman at the back of that. So if you're not in the top 6 now, you're probably not going to win this one. So it's quite a gap between the top group and the second group. But we'll go on board with the second group, because this is really close stuff. As they come flying down to the Rettifilio. Oh, lovely driving by these guys. Look how close that is. A sea of yellow, and great respect between all the drivers there. And it's Slicker leading this one from Jordan and Malada and Mustard and Slash. What a group of drivers, and they're at the back. Meanwhile, on board with Scalebreaker, this is his rear cam. He and Stuntman are getting away. So now we've got another little group. It's these two battling it out for the lead. Then in third place, here we are. We're on board with Genobi leading what's now the group for third place, ahead of Scouse, Mr. Green and Rayman. And Scouse seems to me to have set up his car with very little downforce, and because of that he is very quick on the straights, but choosing not to pass Genobi there. Ever so close racing. A bit too close, but no damage done. Genobi of course is running with a bit of damage. He's running with front right damage. That won't hurt him too much around this track. That's obviously why he elected not to pit. And Scouser there, we're on board now with going through. Genobi losing places hand over fist, and Mr. Green. Oh, he had a good look there. I thought that was gonna end up in an accident, but good driving from Mr. Green, keeping that clean. Meanwhile, the pack behind has broken up. Slash has dropped off the back of it. We're on board with Slicker, Jordan and Malada behind. Meanwhile, this is Breaker making a mistake at the Rettifilio. Now Breaker was getting away from Stuntman, but he's cost himself some time there and allowed Stuntman to get solidly back in the slipstream. But these two well clear now of the battle for third, which is now being led by Mr. Green. So great racing from him, but sitting duck on the straight to Scouser's little MRS. So Mr. Green back to fourth. And the gap between the second group and the third group is closing up. And Slash has dropped way off the back now. Slash in all sorts of trouble. Oh my word, that's a huge moment. That was Mr. Green, and he loses a place to Genobi. Rayman trying to pass him as well. We're already on lap 6 of 9. And it's great to see such different cars running competitively. Some of these are front engine. Oh! And that is Mr. Green in trouble, and he's running. I think he ran into the back of Genobi. Let's go on board with that. So we're on board with Mr. Green coming down to the Ascari chicane. Genobi breaks ahead of us. Mr. Green runs straight into the back of him, knocks Genobi off the track, and it's just gone horribly wrong there for the Subaru team. And huge damage to Mr. Green. He's going to have to pit with that lot because he's lost a lot of speed on the straights. This is Genobi. He's not come out of that too badly. In fact, I can't understand how he's got so little damage on that car. So Genobi not that heavily affected. But Scouser now, with that little kerfuffle, has got a little bit of a gap in third place. That's allowed Slicker and Malada, here they are, to get onto the back of that group. So this is now a group for 3rd to 8th. And down into the Roger, there's someone straight on. That was that Rayman, and I think it was, and Rayman has missed his braking point, gone straight off at the first corner, straight into the wall at the end there, and he's quit the race. So and we've lost Mustard as well. I didn't see what happened to Mustard, but he must have had an off somewhere, and he's withdrawn from the race. So we're down to 9 cars from the 11 that started. 2 cars now miles in front, and this is the group for 3rd down to 7th now. And Malada is having a look at Slicker. It's a dodgy place to overtake going into the second Lesmo. Malada thinks better of it. It's Scouser and Jordan leading this group. We're going to have a quick look at the leaders. This is Breaker, who's just hang on to the lead on the brakes from Stuntman. Stunt's car seems just a little bit quicker on the straights, even discounting the slipstream factor. There goes Stunt into the lead, and Breaker running around the outside. Whoops, wrong button. And we're riding on board with Breaker side by side. See if he can hang on to this. Old Stunt has to drop in behind, but Stunt will pick up the slipstream. Oh no, I've got it the wrong way around. That's Stunt pulling away. So Stunt's car a bit quicker on the straight. Scalebreaker electing not to use the slipstream as they come down to the Rettifilio. 2 laps to go. Meanwhile, this is the 3rd place group, and oh my word, to get through here, there's going to be some very skillful driving. They all get through, and they do. Oh, lovely job, guys. And Scouser hangs on to that 3rd place. Slicker 4th. Slicker has very good results here at Monza, particularly in the reverse grid race. But he's going for the podium in this one, and through he goes. Oh no, they're side by side. A bit of contact, but Scouser hangs on to that 3rd now. We've got Genobi. Genobi's going for it. Oh, very late on the brakes there, Genobi. Genobi up to 4th, and Jordan and Malada only 6th and 7th in the RX-7s at the back of this group. And Scouse is in 8th and some way off the back of this pack. Meanwhile, this is the 2 leaders. Stunt from Scalebreaker. Scalebreaker quite a bit faster through the turns. Down to the Parabolica for the penultimate time. Is Scalebreaker just hanging back, waiting for that for the start-finish straight where he's going to get a good tow and slipstream. And here he comes, almost neck and neck across the line. It's Breaker into the lead and defending, and Breaker it is, but this is Scouser under attack from Slicker and everybody else. And lovely driving again by these guys, showing respect, and Slash is catching them. But it's Slicker in the Celica in 3rd. We'll go on board, I think, with Genobi, see what's going on from his point of view. Here we go. So Slicker just hangs on the brakes into the Rogia. This is the final lap, coming up to halfway around it, and Scouser is having a look at Slicker. They're side by side through the first Lesmo, and that's concertinaing everyone up to the second Lesmo. This is going to be tricky, and there's contact. Oh, and there's more contact, and we've got Malada off, we've got Genobi off, and well, Slash has come through to 5th. Riding on board with Slash now as he comes down to Jordan was another one who went off. That's how Slash has gained 3 places. And he's coming flying through Ascari. Cut slightly, but got a great run through, and he's in the battle now for 3rd, and he was solid 8th a moment ago. Meanwhile, this is your 2 leaders through the final corner. Is Stunt in the lead, but Breaker cut on the cutback, and now on the inside line, the shorter line, as they come side by side up towards the finish line. It's Breaker. Here you can just see the line, and they're neck and neck. Oh, that's a photo finish, and it was Stuntman by 3,000. Meanwhile, that's the battle for 3rd, and it was it's Slash has got it. Slash has come from 8th to 3rd on the final lap. Slicker 4th, Scouser 5th, and the stragglers coming across the line. That's Malada, Jordan, Malada 6th, Jordan, here we are, is 7th, Mrs. Genobi with all 4 wheels damaged in 8th, 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel knackered, and Mr. Green unfortunately didn't manage to gain any places when they all crashed into each other. So we'll have a quick look at the timing screens and see what that tells us for the fastest laps. And the best lap was a 55.4 to Scalebreaker. Stunt also in the 55s. Then Slash has got a 56.3, Jordan 56.7, everyone else in a 57. Oh no, Malada and Slicker in the 57s, Genobi and Mr. Green in the 58s with the Subarus. Right, well, I've been VR Stuntman. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for round 9, which is the reverse grid race at the same track, and that should be pretty entertaining, if not carnage. If you fancy being a part of this race action, then please check us out at www.vrroom.org.